But, like, if I had to look back and that was my childhood, I'd be slightly upset that I wasted it on
but if
playing Fortnite in a party bus.
All right, Miss Kajang. Hello.
Hi, this is Scout
And William.
from Hypermentilating,
The podcast.
a show that follows life and change through the eyes of a father and a daughter. Join us as we find our way together.
Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree, Bob, as they said sometime back in the last century.
No, they didn't. Do you remember?
Yeah, they did.
Do you remember when?
Didn't they? Yes, they. What a
Do you remember when?
You weren't even born in the last century.
I did.
Oh, man.
Do you remember when you were in? I don't know if you did this, but in middle school, naming anything or saying the word Bob was just so funny.
For example?
Like, say you have a stuffed animal and you bring it to school for show and tell or something, and you're like, "This is Bob,"
No.
and everyone would have thought it was so funny.
I think it was just you and your wacky middle school friends.
No, not middle school. Sorry, preschool.
Oh, preschool. Oh, well, that's a little, I guess, more reasonable.
There's this clip of Sydney
So little
Sweeney.
Mexican kids would laugh with great hilarity whenever you said Bob?
Well, there was English-speaking kids in my class.
Yeah, but... All right.
There's this
No,
clip.
I don't remember that. That does not
There's
enter
this,
my ken.
There's this clip of Sydney Sweeney online because there's this interviewer that does these things where, you know those cool spinny things where you can spin like this and they're silver and they make cool jellyfish-looking things?
Vaguely.
They bring a bunch of famous people on and they ask them questions, and one
Okay.
of the parts of the interview is they give them that. And Sydney Sweeney is like, "I'm gonna name it Bob," and I just find it so unfunny. Like, no hate to Sydney Sweeney. I think she's a really talented actress, and she knows what she's doing. She's very media trained, but that's not funny. That's my story.
It certainly is
It is?
a story.
Oh, first topic of the day is, should tech be cheaper, like technology, in case you didn't understand?
So what are you getting at here?
I'm getting at, per se, Apple products. Why is a pair of over-the-ear headphones $500?
Name brand greed.
Well, I think it's slightly on the stupid side.
I agree.
And another example, iPads.
I mean, but there's this. Are you talking about tech or brand name stuff? Like the tech behind my guess is that the tech behind most headphones now is probably not that much difference, between a $20 headphone and a $200 headphone. I know the nerds would like to argue up and down about that, but the way they're producing things now, I doubt if the average person could discern the difference. So are you not just paying for, like in the case of your example, the Apple brand?
Yeah, probably. It's just like, it's over consumption. Is that what it's called? Over consumerism or something like that?
Well, that is a thing. But
yeah, it's at its finest. If you're getting a pair of $500 headphones just to say that you have the AirPod Pros, then you're tripping.
Yeah, I agree. But is that what you're getting at then? Should tech be cheaper?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it should be. I think it should be more affordable.
Everything should be cheaper in that respect.
I know, but but in this scenario specifically about tech, I think it should be more affordable because, like, some people need phones.
But what I'm getting at is that is it not affordable anyhow? Like, you just don't get a name brand.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've gotten to the place in manufacturing now, technology, that you can get an off-brand item that's probably almost as good as the brand item. It just doesn't have that cachet attached to it, right? You can't say, oh, yeah, it's my iPhone. Or you have to just say, oh, it's my knockoff.
My cellular device.
But I think maybe back in the day more, if you had a knockoff, it was usually junk. But today I think less and less that's true. Like you think of the stuff we order from Amazon. Like we get a lot of tech from Amazon, say. Like Matt just got a new keyboard, right? Mm-hmm. That's made in China, most likely, or made somewhere, like that. And it's awesome. Like the technology, they last forever.
What was it, like $20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a Logitech keyboard. Like, I've used them before. They're great. They're fantastic. I got one back in storage in Mexico that's probably 10 years old or more, and it's still awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know, part of me feels like all tech should be the same price. I get it. I get that you're paying for the name brand.
Mm-hmm.
I do. But, like, it's kind of tricky to say that all tech now is, like, the same. Because it's not. I mean,
it's definitely
Apple
not.
does have headphones that are better than maybe an Android headphones would be or something. Just using random things.
You're right, but I don't think you can make that blanket statement. I agree with you that high-end, for example, high-end Apple, the Apple earbuds, those are fantastic, right? They fit in your ear. They're designed really well. They're strong. They're excellent. They're definitely better than the cheap earphones that they give you on a plane, or some $10 earbuds that you could get on Amazon or something, or in a store. Yeah, for sure. There's no question. There's some things are better than others, but you're saying, like, or maybe you're not saying. What I'm saying is that if you get like $1,000 earbuds with some fancy name brand, I'm guaranteeing you those aren't better than a $50 earbuds.
No,
they're just not. If they are, it's nominal, the difference. Like, you'd have to have high-end equipment to understand hear the difference, because of the way tech has come down. So I guess if you're saying, should high-end stuff be cheaper? Probably. But my argument's still the same, is that I think that you're getting a quality at like a $50 range, $60 range, for example, for earbuds. You can get really good quality that are going to last forever. The sound is good. You don't have to pay $300 or $400. So when you're paying that extra expense, most of the time, you're paying for the brand or the awesomeness associated with the brand, for example.
Yeah. I just think it's also, if it's a name brand, there's also a chance of it being, like, even if it's slightly, but there's a chance of it being higher quality too. Like, even if it's just the material or the... Like
Apple earbuds are a good example. They're amazingly well constructed, and like I said, they fit in your ear perfectly.
I mean, I accidentally washed my AirPods, and they work the exact same as they did before I washed them.
Yeah, they're great. But are they worth... This is where you're talking about, I suppose. Should the tech be cheaper? Are they worth whatever? I don't even know what they charge for a pair.
Well, that's the thing.
$100, $200, I don't know.
Then Apple's smart about it, though. If you buy a phone, you get free AirPods.
Because for them to manufacture the AirPods is probably like $4 or $5, the same as it is for the off-brand pair. That's kind of what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe that Apple AirPods, the oral part of it, the part where you can actually hear it, I doubt if it's that much different, if any different, from a $10, $20 pair. Yeah. But you're paying for the name. Like, that's where we are. That's where we are now, Irish. I think, in my opinion, 20 years ago, even we weren't there. 20 years ago, you paid for quality because that's what you needed to get quality. You had to pay for it. But today, manufacturing has gotten to the point where they can manufacture good quality things inexpensively. So now you are starting to more and more pay for the name. Yeah. Like, somebody slaps their name on something, and then, like, running shoes is another good one, right? It's not tech, but it's kind of the same thing. You can design your own shoe and get it built now, and it's not that expensive. And the shoe can be not that much different than the Jordans, the Air Jordans, for example, that are going to go for hundreds of dollars. You can have a shoe constructed to whatever colors or whatever you want, probably for $50. It's the exact same shoe. It's manufactured in the exact same place. It's just that yours doesn't have, is not Air Jordans.
Right. So, should tech be cheaper?
I mean, it just depends, doesn't it? Like,
I agree.
if you want a quantum computer, it's going to be super expensive because the parts are rare, and they're difficult to build, and they're difficult to maintain. So that tech is going to be crazy expensive. Mm-hmm. If you want just a normal computer, if you want to pay $3,000 for something because it has Apple on it, go for it. But you can get the exact same thing for $500 if you build it yourself. As far as parts and everything, it'll have the exact same or better quality.
Right.
That'll have a better motherboard. That's kind of what I'm getting at, So I think it is pretty cheap right now, but if you're looking at buying name stuff, then totally it should be cheaper, but it's not because we want the thing to say Apple. Or we want it to say whatever we want it to say.
Well, I agree with you.
You do.
Yep. If anyone's wondering, I don't know if we've told this story before, but my nickname is Irish because when I came out of the womb, when I started breathing.
When you came out of the womb into the womb.
Yep.
See what I did there?
Yep.
That's about as dad joke as it gets.
Yep. I was basically born with red hair and green eyes.
Well, the eyes were, couldn't
my
really
eyes are
tell.
still green in the sun.
Couldn't really tell. But that strawberry orange hair you had was really something.
Yep.
If you look at your picture from early on, it doesn't look, you don't really look anything like you do now.
Nothing. Even when I was a baby, Maddox looks the exact same, just older.
That dude never changes.
I had bright white ringlets of hair, and now my hair's pin straight, well, wavy.
Yeah, it's wavy. It's not pin straight, that's for sure.
Wavy and like brunette.
It's, in the sun and everything, it's got a lot of blonde highlights in it. It's definitely not white anymore, for sure.
No,
it's definitely not white.
There you have it. That's why my nickname's Irish, because I came out of the womb looking like
and we get to keep it because
McAdam.
one of your grandmothers was Irish, so that's close enough.
Yeah.
We can claim heritage.
Yep.
All right, Miss Kajang.
All right.
Onwards.
Topic.
I won't say upwards because we're just on this plane of excellence that doesn't really allow for too much either way.
Yeah,
you like that?
we
plane
can't go
of
upwards
excellence?
because we're already as high as it gets.
You like that? Plane of excellence?
Well, we're already as high as it gets. We're as cool as it gets. Okay.
Certainly seems like it sometimes.
Are all books better than the movies? Like the original books? Are they better than the movie version? See, personally, I don't think I've ever watched a movie that is better than the book. But that's also because I really enjoy reading books. I like the detail that goes into books. I like the appreciation for detail when it comes to reading. Because I really like being able to find things that maybe someone else might not be able to find, like a family member or like last names and that kind of stuff. I love doing that. But I feel like if you're watching a movie, it's fast-paced. It goes by quickly. You need to fit everything in the book, or most things from the book, in a video in 2 hours.
Oops.
2 hours, 3 hours. So you don't really have like wiggle room. But in a book, you can make the book as long as you want. If you want it to be readable, you should probably keep it between 400 pages to 300 pages. But,
I like your backwards counting there. Should be somewhere between 400 and 300 pages. That's where you draw the line, 400 pages.
Although the book series I just finished reading, every book is no shorter than 700 pages. So
that was on our Kindles and stuff.
No. Right? And on my
paper
Kindle,
it is too.
On my Kindle, it shows you, because I'll go through like 3 pages sometimes, and I'll still only be on like page 76.
Yeah.
So it shows the real page numbers.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But yeah, you can really get a lot into a book that you wouldn't be able to get into a movie. And also, I find it annoying because movies don't really tend to cast well or, pay attention to details. So, for example, in the Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter's mom had green eyes, but Daniel Radcliffe has brown eyes. And everyone in the book was always telling Harry, oh, you have your mother's eyes.
I mean, you're right, but you're getting into
Contacts exist.
Oh, okay. You might as well be in Comic-Con now.
No, contacts exist.
I know, but you're getting like your inner nerd is rearing up.
And for example, in the Hunger Games movies, which my father and I are watching as of now,
for the 8 billionth time.
Yeah, I love it.
You do.
In one scene, Katniss is swimming underwater insanely well. And in the movies, we're never told how she got this good at swimming. But in the books, we're told her dad taught her how to swim in a pond in the forest in her district.
Yeah. I mean, as you've already said, that's just time constraints, right? If you don't want the movie to be 45 hours long, you got to chop out, like, expositive detail like that. It's not necessary to know that her dad chucked her into the lake behind the forest when she was little.
I know. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why I tend to not like movies that are based off of books. Because books I can compare, I can be like, that's not what happened. But if I'm watching a movie that is not based off of a book...
What if you see the movie first?
Then I'll read the book and I'll be like, dang, this is a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a devil's advocate here because I'm 100% books are almost always better than movies guy. For all of the reasons you said, I agree.
It's just because then I'll watch a movie that is not based off of a book, and I can just enjoy it. I don't have to be like, that didn't happen, or actually her mom's name is... I don't have to be like that, because I know that there's no book to compare it to. But if I'm comparing it to something, that I can be a lot more critical and judgmental about the two.
But we're readers too. Like not everybody's readers. So for a lot of people, the movie is the book, right? Like they're never going to get to the book. If you're both a reader and enjoy movies like we do, then I guess you can make a more of a discerning opinion on this. It's hard. If you're a person who doesn't like books, well, then the argument's it's moot, right? The movies are better because I don't read books, and vice versa. I'd say it's hard for me because I agree with everything you're saying. I just think books are way better. There's more room for detail. I like the vibe better. Like a movie's awesome. We love movies. We sit and watch a movie for a couple hours.
At least every 2 days.
Yeah, movies are awesome. Like sitting there is wonderful. But it's a different experience. It's less immersive to me. Like
I was just gonna say.
You're twitchy. Things are going on. You're popping up and down. You're more
in 10 minutes.
You're more present in the moment and easily distractible. So I guess you go to the movie theater, it's a little more of an immersive thing where you're really into the screen, but you're still sitting there, and whereas a book, for me the awesomeness of a book is boom, you just disappear into that world.
Yeah.
Like somehow you become part of the experience in a way that I like better than movies. So for me that's what it is. Like if I'm reading the Hunger Games, say, like I enjoyed those books, so I can put myself into Katniss's place as she's running around in the forest, and I can imagine that I'm doing that, like that I'm experiencing what all of the characters are experiencing. In a movie, it's being fed to me. I can't really, I'll jump into that person's shoes for an hour, right? Well, I'm being fed that person's experience. Like I'm not meant to become part of it. I'm meant to just watch it. So that's what, for me, I like about books, is that I feel like I'm meant to become part of the story.
Well, I've only ever cried to a couple of movies, okay? The Notebook, Coraline, and that one movie about the guy who has to go to space and leave behind his daughter. 3 movies, okay? Books, though, I have lost sleep over books.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I can fully picture how they felt. I can picture the pain, the sadness, all of it. Yeah. But in a movie, I'm already seeing it, so I can't picture it.
For sure.
Because it's happening for me. It's being pictured for me, and I don't like that.
I feel bad for people who don't like to read like that in a way. I mean, today I think we're breeding generations upon generations now of people who are going to become less and less readers, I fear, because there's not as many avenues to reading. The bookstores are going away, and everybody wants these little bites, right? These little nobody has the time to sit down with a book, the hours that it takes to read.
It's just
nobody makes the time for it.
I love that my childhood was full of like books,
Yeah. Me too.
You read us books every night. Mom read us books.
Yeah.
So I just love that I was brought up a reader.
Yeah.
But I saw a video the other day of a group of boys. They were probably like 9 or 10, maybe even 8. And they were sitting in this bus looking up at TVs. So there's 2 lines of rows.
Yeah.
And they were playing video games in this party bus. And the person was recording them, and they were singing KSI's song.
Yeah, which is just
And all the
random,
comments
yeah.
were like, they're in their prime, peak childhood. What? Like, that's not peak
well, that's
childhood.
how people feel, though, right? Like that.
No,
that's
I'm sure those kids will look back and be like, oh, I miss those days. But, like, if I had to look back and that was my childhood, I'd be slightly upset that I wasted it on
But if
playing
if
Fortnite
you
in a party
and
bus.
I understand, I agree with you again. But if you didn't know anything different, then you wouldn't be.
Right, exactly.
Like you're looking at it from your perspective. But if that's what you knew and that's how you grew up and that was peak childhood, was that bus trip where you had all of your tools going at the same time and it was just, you know, that was right in your wheelhouse of awesomeness.
I guess.
I don't think that's great at all. I think it's just a distracted nightmare.
But it's just like I was brought up. My first ever big chapter book that I ever read was The Hunger Games. Like,
yeah, well, and even right now in the period we're in right now of life, we're all reading again a lot more. Just circumstantially, that's what we're doing, and
Yeah.
and you can see that the more you read, it's a sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? The more you read, the more you enjoy reading, the more you want to read, the more it becomes a pleasurable thing. Like you're getting to the point now where you'll be a lifelong reader because of the awesomeness of sitting down with a book that you love, because it can't be duplicated on the screen. You can't duplicate the experience of disappearing into a book. You just simply can't do it. And you can watch a movie and enjoy it, but you can't disappear into it the way you can a book.
Like a good example is I can watch horror movies, no problem.
Yeah.
I can watch them, sit there. You can make me jump, but other than that, I don't really get jumped.
Yeah.
But I can read a horror movie book and literally sit under the covers in my bed because I'm worried that something is going to reach out from over the edge of my bed and grab me.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting on the couch watching a movie about a clown or literally anything scary, I'm fine. It's just when I'm reading a book. And then I'm shivering in my timbers.
Yeah, I mean, to read requires you to be a participant. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
To watch a movie just requires you to sit there.
Yeah. Like romance books, you can really immerse yourself in that.
For sure.
Like, or honestly, thriller, mystery.
Anything well written that you enjoy, you know, if it's a genre that you enjoy reading, you can definitely get lost in it. It's awesome.
I just can't imagine not liking reading because books are so good. Like, if you put down To Kill a Mockingbird or like the complete Harry Potter movie set, I'm taking To Kill a Mockingbird any day. Because
I don't know. It's a
books
world.
are better.
You're going into that world.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Books are better.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree 1 bazillion %.
I believe you're on the spot today? Nope, don't look at the screen. Okay. Let's see. I would like you to tell me the story about the time you saved the people from the boat on Little Cayman.
Didn't we talk about that?
No. This was when you were in your hero arc.
My hero arc? I was not in a hero arc, man.
Yeah, you kind of were.
No, not at all.
Me personally,
Just in the right place at the right
I'm in my
time.
villain arc right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but imagine if you weren't in the right place at the wrong time. You are a hero
the right
for
place
that.
at the right time, man.
Yeah, you were the right place at the right time. Imagine if you were in the wrong place at the... Like, imagine if you weren't there. Nothing, like, they wouldn't have been saved.
I don't know about that.
Well, I do. Tell the story. We'll let the fans agree with me.
Little Cayman. So I'm living on Little Cayman, 10 miles long, mile wide. I was working in construction at the time, and my best friend was working at a resort as a sort of a general fixer-upper of things. And it was raining. It was a really bad storm had come up, and we quit work early, but we were building a house on the other side of the island, and we drove around the island, and the water was so high that it was coming in the truck onto my feet.
Oh my God.
Didn't even know if we were going to make it around. We even went around the end of the island that we never went around because we knew it would be a bit higher ground and we might have a better chance of getting back. And we did finally make it back. And I went up to there was one little store on the island and somehow ended up there. I think I was living around there at the time. And I heard on the marine radio, it was bad. And I heard on the marine radio that Locke and Maria, he was the captain of the dive boat from Pirates Point, and they were having troubles. They were stuck out in the water.
Okay.
And they were having trouble getting back in. It was bad by this time. It was really bad. And so that's super scary. It's like, all right, this is bad. So I went back up to Southern Cross and got my buddy, found my buddy, and we were talking about it. We were like, what, this is bad, man. Like, is there anything we can do? And it was getting worse and worse. And they were in a thunderstorm now, and it was lightning, and it was bad rain, and they were lost. They knew that they were somewhere around the island still, but they didn't know where. They'd lost their sense of direction, and there was waves, and it was bad because they were in a dive boat, so a stink pot, maybe a 40-foot boat. We'll call them stink pots because it was an engine, right? So once they ran out of fuel, then that's it. Like, then it's just this chunk of metal floating around, and they wouldn't have ways to steer into the waves. They'd probably get capsized. The waves were big. It was pretty bad, and they couldn't see the island. Obviously, if they could see the island, they'd come back. So I forget. Aaron and I got talking, and we figured we had to do something. So we concocted a scheme where we would go out to Lucky, which was the Southern Cross dive boat. One of the Southern Cross dive boats was moored out in the bay, and we'd take a skiff and go out there. And then we'd shoot off a flare into the sky and that hopefully Locke would see and could take a bead on and come back. So we drove out there, we took the skiff out there, and Aaron was amazing. My buddy was amazing with all boats. He was really good. He could handle almost any boat, and he was just super competent too. And so we went out to Lucky, and he dropped me off. He went back to get us wetsuits and some gear, some more flares and stuff. And I got on the radio with Locke, and I told him where I was, that I was on Lucky. So he knew where Lucky was moored. And I told him exactly the direction I was going to shoot the flare in and everything. And so he would be able to get a bearing and figure out where he was in relation to everything. So that's what we did. So I shot off the flare, and it had a really big kick. That's what I remember for it. I had a huge bruise for a couple of weeks. Didn't expect that. So I shot off the flare up into the air, told him I was doing it, we timed it out and everything. Went way up in the air. And then he saw it, and you could hear them. He's like, I see it. And they could hear all the people on the boat were all happy and cheering, which they had no idea that was phase one, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I've told you before about that cut, how narrow it was.
Was this perchance the same buddy that you went out during a lightning storm with?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we did all kinds of goofy things. So, yeah, so he had to get back through the cut, and it was a one-shot deal, and he was running out of fuel. And there was 14, I think he had 14 tourists, or souls, eh? You don't call them live, you call them souls. If people are on the water, you're on a boat, a ship, anything, there's souls. If there's 200 people, there's 200 souls. So anyhow, they saw it, and then what we did, so Aaron came back, we got into our wetsuits, because it was nasty, it was raining and the waves, but we were okay because we were in the bay, like we were inside the cut, so the coral, the reef was protecting us from the big water, right? But it was still rough, it was still coming over the top. So we went out to the cut, and we just sat in the cut, and I had flares. So now he knew where he was coming. So because of the big flare shot in the sky, he could come towards us, right? And so we were in the cut with the flare, so because he couldn't see the cut, there was too much storm.
Yeah.
There was too, and so we were what he was aiming the boat at. The two of us, Aaron, staring into the into the cut, like we were kind of just sitting in the middle of the cut. But we didn't want to get out into. We couldn't get out into the ocean because then we would have been in big trouble. We were just in a little skiff, so we were just sitting there. And I was just holding the flare, like waving the flare, standing up.
That's like a neon flag, right?
Yeah, it's just a thing like with a light on the end, it burns.
Right.
Like you see them on the side of the roads.
Oh,
people,
yeah.
So we're waving a flare, and he's coming. We waited until we were talking on the radio, and then he's coming in, and so he just aiming at us. And it was that this was the sketchiest part for us actually. Up till then, it was just kind of fun. I mean, it was fun in the way that people's lives are at risk. So we weren't like, oh, this is the best time ever.
Yeah.
Like it was business,
like adrenaline.
It was business, but it was we were doing what we were good at. But this was where it got scary because his boat was a big, 40-footer, and he's coming right at us, and he's coming in under power because he has one shot. Otherwise, he hits the coral.
Yeah.
And my buddy Aaron, he had to time it perfectly so that we knew Locke was set up so that he was going to get through, and then we had to book it out of there, right, so that we didn't get smashed. And it worked out, and he came through the cut. And the coolest part was he came blasting past us, and then we cut this way to the left, and he came past, and all the people were on the boat, and they're all like, they were so freaking happy, eh?
Yeah, I bet.
And I remember Locke looking down at us, a big smile, and giving us his thumbs up. He was so relieved too. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
To put it in light terms.
It was good. When we got back to the dock, we docked about the same time, and we jumped up on the dock, and then you're like all your nervous energy goes, right? And you're just like, holy crap. That was something. And the people were coming off the boat. They were pretty happy, man. They were like,
you must have gotten a lot of thank yous.
Yeah, you know what I remember one person was saying to me was, are you the guy who was on the radio? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Cool.
Yeah, because, and I'm like, yeah, that was me.
Were there any kids on it?
No.
Oh, good.
No. Not that, no, I would have remembered.
I wouldn't have
no, because it was no.
I wouldn't have wanted adults' lives to be at risk, but I'm glad there weren't any kids' lives at risk.
It's just, and Locke and Maria, Pirates Point, like they weren't negligent. Like it's just that's how it is when you go out in the ocean. It can change so fast. So fast. You think the storm's, hours away, or maybe you didn't even see a storm coming, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And then you've got people in the water. You're trying to get them out of the water. They're spread around. Let's go. We got to get out of here. You have to get them out of the water safely. You can't be blasting to the surface. Then you have to get them set up on the boat. You have to make sure you've tied things down because it's going to be a rough ride. Mm-hmm. Now you're dealing with these people, and they're all starting to get scared and weirded out because they're not used to this. They didn't sign up for this. They didn't sign up for not being able now. And now you can't see the shore. You can't. You're not sure where the island is. You've gotten turned around. You have instruments, but you don't know which end of the island you are. If you point here, it's north, but are you west of the island, kind of a thing? Like what do you do? Like that's their circumstance.
Yeah.
And he was really good too. They were completely competent. It's just that's how it is out in the ocean. People, it can eat your lunch fast. So there you go.
I love that story. I like that it has a happy ending.
Yes, very happy ending.
Alrighty, hear me out. Mm-hmm. Hear me out about this one. Curly-haired people that straighten their hair. I know it's their hair. I do. I know it's their hair. But it's so beautiful. Curly hair is so beautiful, and it's...
You have family members that do this. They're going to be listening to this going, this kid.
Then they'll know how I feel. And honestly...
I'm the same. I feel the same.
I have wavy hair. I straighten my hair.
You do.
But...
And I love it when it's wavy.
It's... When you have such curly hair, like ringlets of curly hair...
Yeah.
It physically pains me to watch people straighten it. Like, your hair is so beautiful
Yeah.
and uncommon,
Yeah.
and now you're killing it. You're frying your hair now.
So why do you think they do that?
Because it makes them feel more confident, or maybe they just like doing it. Honestly, I don't care. It's their hair, it's their decision.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Me personally,
Yeah.
like, okay, actually, for example, the Gallagher sisters. The one girl, Ellie, has never put heat on her hair. Ever in her life.
I hope they're promoting our podcast. Because they sure get lots of love from you.
They have never put heat on, well, this one girl specifically. Even when she diffuses it with the hair dryer, she always has it on cool mode. And even if it takes longer for her to dry, she has never put heat on her hair. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know why people with naturally curly hair straighten it. I mean, I don't know. I could see you do it once in a while, be just for another look, just like a straight hair person might curl it once in a while. But I think curly hair is really freaking cool.
Yeah. You know what I would do for curly hair?
Hmm?
You know what I would do for curly hair? You know what I probably can't say because we'll probably get monetized, but you do know what I would do for curly hair? A lot. I would do quite a bit to have me some nice fluffy ringlets.
That just sounds like a deal with the devil kind of thing.
No,
that you'd regret.
I would do a lot for my hair from when I was 2 and up.
But your hair's wavy. You get out of if you get out of the shower and you don't do anything with it, it's wavy. But then you're always straightening it. So why? It's not really much different. Why do you straighten it? Why don't you just let it be wavy?
Because my hair's not wavy enough to be wavy. But it's not straight enough to be straight.
I mean, so somebody's hair is not curly enough to be curly.
Then they have wavy hair. My hair is in between.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you why don't you just let it do what it does?
Because I basically have straight hair anyways.
I think you're disseminating. You're avoiding answering the question. Because essentially,
Well,
that's
I'm
what
not
we're saying. That's what you're saying here. You're hearing me out is asking curly-haired girls, women, mostly, because it's probably more than dudes. Why, it makes you crazy that they straighten their beautiful curls.
I only
So
straighten my
my
hair
question would
once
be
a month.
why do they straighten their beautiful curls? So,
I don't
and
know.
you've already answered it. It's a confidence thing, or you just feel more comfortable, or.
And I limit myself to straightening my hair once or twice a month. So actually, technically, it's different.
Maybe
there's...
curly hair's super annoying. If you
probably
if you own it.
It probably is. Like, I remember I saw this video of this girl and she was trying to revive her curly hair. Mm-hmm. And she's like an influencer or something like that, and she was just trying to revive her curly hair because she had been straightening it since she was like 12. And she managed to revive it, but her curls aren't nearly as curly as they used to be because she kept putting heat on her hair. That's what I mean. I don't mean straightening your hair once or twice a month. I mean when people make videos like Get Ready With Me, and every single video, they're straightening their curly hair.
Well, I wonder too, like I know a couple of people who straighten their hair or have straightened their hair a lot over their life, and I always felt the reason they did it was because their hair, it wasn't like tight little curly ringlets. It was more of a just sort of unruly curls. Like they just did what they wanted and went where they wanted. And so I think that they felt that their hair looked messier, like sort of unstyled completely, if they just let it do what it wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
They weren't those tight little, millions of curls, like, generations of whatever that's just, it wasn't Caligari sisters curls. It was just more like messy,
Yeah.
Or I think that's how they see it. I see it as like awesomeness, but it's not my hair. Like I think maybe they must look in the mirror and be like, nope.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whereas those people who have those tight sort of uniform curls can look at their hair and be like, okay,
well,
this is
it also
amazing.
depends on. I've watched lots of video on curly hair routines, even though I don't have curly hair. But it also depends on what kind of products you put in it, how you brush it. Like, if you just let it dry and you have curly hair, you just let it dry, it's gonna be messy, just because that's the
So then maybe is it the lesser of two evils? Straightening
Yeah.
it out is less work than trying to deal with it as unruly.
yeah. I don't know. That's just my hear me out personally.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be yours, but it sure is mine.
Well, it's your hear me out, man.
So there you have it.
It's you that needed to be heard. All right, Irish, you have been heard. You have been heard out on episode the 38th.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. We are happy that we can provide this platform for you to squawk.
Me too.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you very much. Next time.
Next time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.